because that microphone's broken.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thanks, John.
Like the mic.
Yeah.
So if that was. So is the going on?
Is the tease live? Okay.
Should we start right now? Or
No.
oh, okay.
It's all good. Don't forget to give us countdowns, Jade.
This week on The Rock, we meet our new ASB officers. Next, we check in with some of our beloved high school
forget about
bands.
the countdowns.
Finally, we take a look at a popular historical figure of Anacortes. All that and more this week on The Rock.
Alright, what's our time? 15? Welcome back to the Rock AHS. I'm Jacob Hoxie.
And I'm Amy Agregard. We've got a great show lined up for you today.
Last week, ASB held elections for next year's officers.
Micah Arnott made a segment to take a closer look at our new representatives and their goals. Well,
With the new ASB officers,
Amy, you messed it up!
office on Friday, next year is going to be filled with change. We talked with these officers to understand what their new policies will be and how they plan to bring about this change.
Well, I would say that one of the big things I'm looking to change is to get more student-created art around the building. This is something I've talked quite a bit with Mr. Burnett about. That, I mean, there are paintings around, but they're all professionally done. You don't really, like in the old school, you would have this art. And so what I'm planning to do is my position as president, talk to Mr. Hancock and others that are able to really make this change, to try and, communicate with the art teachers to allow their students to, display their artwork.
Use the help of my president and my business manager and secretary, and hopefully rally our whole leadership class in the planning assemblies, because those are always a great time.
It's changes, but I hope to just help bring back the assemblies and all the things that everybody misses, and especially with the new building, everyone with the gym and the auditorium, being able to use those in school events can be really fun.
Okay.
Whole class, not just class, but school-wide activities, movie nights, game nights, things outside of school that are more interactive instead of just maybe individual classes, or, no, that's about it.
We also talked to the new officers to learn how students can help make their policies reality.
Well, I guess it's just continue being artistic, creative, continue making great artwork that deserves recognition. And just talking to your art teachers, talking to your administration about how you would like to see it.
The student body can help us bring us all together in assemblies with just a positive attitude and just really enjoying everything. I think school spirit's really important, and next year I'm hoping we'll see more of that.
I think I don't really know. I've never been in the class, but being able to make maybe more teachers and students involved in the actual assemblies, or just in more events could be helpful.
Attendance, I think if ASB and leadership puts on more activities that involve outside attendance, showing up and being a part of AHS, which is a super cool place to be, after school, before school things going on.
All right.
If you have any ideas for next year, let the officers know, because they want your suggestions to be heard.
good hands.
With the school year coming to an end, many student events are beginning to wrap up.
Hey Jacob, do you remember Rock the Island?
Yeah, I hosted it.
Oh, right. Well, word on the street is that some of those bands are still together and performing.
Really?
Yeah, Mason Faki and Ali Perez did some digging to find out exactly what these guys have been up to.
3 of the bands from a Rock the Island competition are performing in the Spring Fever concert this Saturday. We decided to catch up with these bands and see what they've been doing since Rock the Island and see what their hopes are for the future.
Jackfruit is the 2019 Rock the Island winning band. We're comprised of myself on lead vocals, Emmett Moore on lead guitar, Noah Maston on keys, and Liam Poor on drums and songwriting. Now that we are together as a full-fledged band, it's a lot of fun just making music and performing it for people outside of like a choir setting or like a traditional band setting. So we're going to be doing a bunch of different songs from all the sets that we've done up to this point. So we're going to be doing most likely all of our original songs from Rock the Island. We're going to be doing our new song, One of Two Ways, that we premiered at the Wristfoot New Uniform Show. We might be doing some covers. If you come, you might see Pina Colada. You never know. So there's going to be a lot of music going on that night, and I would highly suggest anyone who's interested in music at Anacortes High School or just in general to come by and check us out. It's going to be a fun time.
We're playing a Spring Fever concert. It's this Saturday, May 4th. We have some really great bands.
It's basically like a lot of bands from the previous Rock the Island. Since then we've been working like a lot together, putting together a few songs, and we're really happy to share them with y'all. And I think it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be closing up the concert apparently.
We've had what, 2 rehearsals?
Yes.
In the past 2 weeks.
But we're doing a lot of those
A lot.
rehearsals. We had a show with New Uniform.
It was really fun.
We had Jackfruit.
And then we just didn't practice.
We played,
like a month.
we played music with New Uniform and with Jackfruit.
With the uniform.
And Jackfruit.
And the uniform.
And Wristfoot.
Wristfoot is there too.
Yeah.
We want to play music together. We want to play music
Whenever.
We
Together.
want 4 people, not in a bathroom.
If you're interested in the show, it's this Saturday from 7 to 10 at the Depot.
I love seeing students pursue their passions.
Jackfruit will also be making an appearance on the next show this Friday night.
Performing arts have always been a big part of Anacortes culture.
Yeah, our high school is pretty prolific.
Yeah, even outside of that. One of my favorites is Bubble.
Who's Bubble?
Lily Rose Day made a segment to find out.
Henrietta Finley, or better known as One Bubble, is arguably one of the most iconic figures in Anacortes history. Standing for individuality and independence, she influences all who hear her story today. We sat down with one of her old friends, Jacqueline Bone, to hear about her firsthand experience.
Bubble's house, where she grew up, is right across the street, right across M Avenue from the library. Grandmother just about fainted when she looked up on the roof, and there was Bubble sitting there leaning against this 2-story house, leaning against the chimney, reading a book. That's the kind of life Bubble led. She always was out for the excitement. She would go and build a cabin. When she was a little girl, her grandmother told her, "I'll buy you some property," and she bought that property down on Glamis Island. And from then on, she just kept buying up more property until she had quite a stretch there. She was real fond of dragons. Everything, she liked to depict dragons in her drawings. She wrote right on the walls in her house. She was just so talented in every way. She could play any instrument you look at. She could play the accordion. She could play the guitar. She was a great storyteller. She made beautiful, ornate costumes. We always went to town. Every Friday, Bubble and I would get in the van and head for town, go on the ferry. And she would be on the ferry and she'd say, "I used to be able to swim across here, but I don't think I could do it now." And she was up in her 80s when she said that. Her life story was just incredible. She's history. And in the Anacortes Museum is a collection of some of her albums. All her life, she logged everything she did, put the pictures in, and wrote alongside of the pictures. Well, I think about her all the time, and she said that she doesn't care if people talk about her, but whether it's good or bad, just so they talk about her after she's gone.
Wow, she was a pretty cool person.
Well, that wraps up our show for today.
Before we go, a big congratulations to Seville Theis on getting the new school record in the girls' 3,200 meter race. Well done.
Don't forget to check out Jackfruit on the Next Show podcast tomorrow night at 7 p.m. anacortesmusicchannel.com. And be sure to swing by the Depot on Saturday night to hear some great music.
And with that, I'm Amy Agregard.
And I'm Jacob Hoxie. And from our rock to yours, have a great day, AHS. I am sincere.